South Bend City Council, September 11th, 2023.
Meeting to order, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome, everyone. Do we have any items from the public tonight?
I don't think so. Unless Dawn wants to talk. Nobody.
Dawn said
Nothing
no,
from
thank you.
the public. Okay. I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda, the consent agenda, and the minutes from August 28th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Correspondence?
No.
Department head reports. Police Chief Siegel. Nothing?
Nothing,
City Supervisor Houck.
same suit.
Quick.
Clerk Treasurer Soa.
I just have one little thing. We were asked by our AWC RMSA to join free to us. They're launching a cybersecurity initiative. So they're gonna do with another company some onboarding with us to do data backup, email threat protection, some endpoint detection and response, multi-factor authentication. So it'll launch, sounds like September of 2024, but they'll have to come out, do some stuff with our computers, the servers and stuff. But it's a, like I said, it's a cybersecurity pilot initiative that they're launching. Then they want our feedback, and it might be something that then they bring on as a normal program for them, depending on the feedback they get from the different cities that they've invited to do this pilot program. So we will be looking at starting that.
Yeah, I think it's a good deal.
Yeah, sounds like it.
All right.
Yeah.
Fire Chief McGee.
Don't have anything.
Nothing. All right. So I do have something. This came from AWC. They had a link to it. They're on the Federal Register. There's a proposed rule right now about it's in a comment period right now about making websites and mobile applications accessible for people with disabilities, for those that are hearing impaired, that are visually impaired, for those that have to be able to manipulate data on a screen for their wheelchairs and stuff if they have a locked thing. Anyway, that's probably going to be coming. And so anything that we post will have to be accessible to anyone with a disability of any kind.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty big deal. Once the final rule is passed at the federal level, then we will have 3 years, because we're under 50,000 to put it in place. Cities over 50,000 in population will have 2 years to put it in place. So I just wanted to bring that to your awareness that this is something that it will cost money. They're anticipating right now the initial setup for a small city today. I'm sure it'll be more expensive in 3 or 4 years when it happens, is about $19,000 for cities of our size. But it's less than 1% of revenues for every entity, they said, so it should not be burdensome. Let's hope they give us some money.
Yeah, right.
You know, like we can get grant funding for comprehensive plans and stuff to help us pay for those. I'm hoping the same thing kind of happens with this.
Yeah,
So
'cause
anyway.
we're looking at 25 grand or better by then.
Oh, probably, and that's
Mhm.
just the initial startup,
Mhm.
then you
Yeah.
still have your ongoing costs, you know, every year and everything, and I'm sure it'll probably be something that's contracted out. We'll have, you know,
Mhm.
someone that'll do it for us, a consultant or something that'll set it up, or a program or some kind of a thing.
Mhm.
The good part about it is they're not gonna make us go back and do all of our archived data. But that includes even like streaming our meetings. It all has to be available and accessible to anyone with a disability of any kind. So,
So what's that entail?
Closed
really-
captioning, I would assume for those that are visually impaired, it would have to be something that is audible, you know, like our meetings are audible.
Mhm.
But for those that are hearing impaired, the closed captioning would be on. And I don't know what all,
Mhm.
it was a lengthy document. I didn't print it all out. I printed some of it out. But the document, when you get into the specifics of this, Disabilities Act protocols that they want to follow, it was 50, 60 pages long. I didn't read through it all.
Sure.
But this is coming, most likely, you know, and it makes sense. It really does with everything that we can do, digitally now. It does make sense
Absolutely.
to make it more available for
Absolutely.
folks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just the next step
Mhm.
in the occurrence of things. So, and then the only other thing that I had was just a big thank you to the city, police and crew and fire department, everybody that helped with Labor Day. Labor Day went really well this year. I thought everything went fine. And, again, as always, just thanks to everybody for what you did to help make it a success. We really appreciate that. The Labor Day committee does. So, that's all I have. So let's move on. Are there any, well, is there any public comments on the agenda, the consent agenda, or the minutes? Those are really the only current agenda items we had tonight. Does not appear that there are. So let's move on to council comment. Counselor Williams,
Nothing for me.
Counselor Corcoran.
Just thanks to everybody in the city. Labor Day was great. Our out of town guests just loved the parade. They
Oh,
just
good.
thought that was the cat's meow.
Yeah.
And thanks again to Lucas for his monthly report. Very informative.
The brass band was sure good.
Oh, they were
Yeah, they
good.
were.
Yeah, they were really good. I enjoyed them. Counselor Kuiken.
I think Labor Day went pretty good. It surprises me every year when I run the Oyster booth, how many foreigners we actually have that travel through here.
A lot.
There's almost every year that I've ran that thing, there's been somebody from another country who's just traveling through and they're like, oh, this is a cool little town, so.
Yeah.
Can I
Yeah,
add
It's kind of nice to
something?
hear that.
Don went to the laser light show.
Mhm.
And it was something like he never ever thought could happen. He was just so amazed by the whole thing.
Mhm.
I was exhausted. I didn't go, but he thought that was,
The
Darn
kids just
good.
had a ball, didn't they? Running out there under those lights. and
Yeah.
As soon as the lights went down, they're all screaming and they're dancing out there and waving their glow stick
Yeah.
thingies and just having a blast.
Yeah, it was-
Yeah, it's fabulous.
yeah.
The band could have been a little quieter, I think.
Oh.
Quieter.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I thought it was pretty good.
Couldn't believe they could do what they do with light bulbs.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right, do we have any future agenda topics? All right, thanks, everybody. We are adjourned.